Gaffer, back at home tomorrow against Ipswich. What are your initial thoughts ahead of the fixture?
Well, game we're looking forward to, really. Fantastic club, Ipswich, great tradition. We're very, very kind to us over there. Obviously, we had the incident with Ryan Bowman, and I've thanked Ipswich and their medical team and their doctor in my programme notes this week. I think that was really, really important. I thought the way we were looked after over there by Paul Cook and his staff at the time, obviously now it's Kieran and his staff, but they were brilliant. Ipswich were really, really good and really accommodating towards Ryan, so can't speak highly enough of them on that.
Now it is Kieran in charge. Are they a different side? Is it a different style of play to how they played at Portman Road? Or has it not changed so much in what you've seen?
Well, I think what they've got is very, very good players. That's what they have got. They went out in the summer and they spent enough to win the league, in my opinion. They went out and they could have their pick in the summer. Obviously, that hasn't been, going quite according to plan, which is why Paul ended up losing his job. And now Kieran's in charge, and now he's got to take up the baton. I just think they're a very, very good team, and whoever would have been in charge of them, they would always be a force to be reckoned with, certainly in this league. And really, when you think about it, I've only ever known Ipswich be in that top flight in my younger days, and have been a great club. And at minimum, they're a championship club at minimum.
This is Kieran's first managerial role as a first-team manager, but he's obviously got plenty of experience as an assistant. How different are those two roles within a first-team environment?
Very different. Because when you're an assistant, what you have to be is you have to be the player's friend. You have to be that, and you also have to be able to coach them and gain respect on the training ground. And when you're the manager, well, you have to do a little bit more poking and prodding from time to time. And it's a very, very different role. But that's not to say that you can't succeed at them. Chris Houghton succeeded at it very well, was an assistant for years and years, and then ended up being a manager. So that's just one instance I can think of, but I think that there would be quite a few others if we spent time. So, obviously, good luck to him. He's early on in his managerial career. Good luck to him. I don't know him. It'll be the first time I met him at the weekend. But yeah, good luck to him, apart from Saturday, of course.
Yeah, fair enough. We're hopefully speaking to Josh Vella in a second. How do you rate his season so far?
Stop-start. Just because of the injury, really. Yeah. And then he's ended up having a sending off. So, that hasn't been ideal for Josh this season. So, would it be as good as last season? Probably not, but I think there's been more competition for what you would call the outstanding player this season, which is good for the football club. But he's a huge part of the team, very valued member. I like him as a lad. I like him as a player. I like what he gives to the team. His energy. Never say die attitude. So he's a huge part of it. But I would say his season has been stop-start for him this season. Obviously, he had that bad injury, and it took him a little while to get over that. And it was a serious one. And to think that he was out for well over 2 months. That the following week after the injury, he was trying it again in training to try and get back. And when we think about that, he's a tough boy, and he did well to try and train that following week after he'd made that tackle and come off, let alone try and play again straight away. So, that long layoff didn't really help him. Took him a little while to get back into it, I feel. And then, of course, he goes and gets sent off. So he had another prolonged break, really. But no, all in all, we're pleased to have him back, and hopefully he can finish the season strongly.
Okay, and then not too much more from me. Just, you mentioned at the weekend, Ethan had a bit of a knock on his knee. All okay this week? Still to be assessed later?
Yeah, to be assessed later, that one, I would say.
Okay, fair enough. And otherwise, everybody else okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Just going through it when you were asking me that, I'm just trying to think there's nobody else in the treatment room now.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thanks, Gaffer.
Pleasure.